Hey guys, what's up? It's Solo, and today I'm going to be putting out this video mostly because I want it out before the raid race goes out on, well, tomorrow. And what we're going to be talking about is what may be next for the Destiny franchise after the final shape and everything ends, and the theory that I have behind what may happen when it comes to the final shape raid, and also some hints that may be leading towards something else. And yeah, we're gonna get started here. Now, before we get going here, I am going to issue a massive spoiler alert. As you guys can tell from the emblem that I'm wearing, I did the legendary mode of the final shape raid, or not raid, campaign. And so I am finished with the campaign. So we're going to be talking about campaign stuff that's hinting more towards what may be next. And we're also going to be talking about side quests. So if you guys have not completed any of those at all, just click off of the video and go play them, and then we'll come back and discuss it. But if you guys are fine with that, let's get started with the Destiny 3 theory. And let's go. Alright, so the Destiny 3 theory, basic introduction to it is that based on a lot of the different information that we've been given, besides, or including, sorry, the campaign, the side missions, and some tweets from the devs of the game, more importantly, Luke Smith, it makes me feel like that they're going to reveal something big after the raid for the final shape. That's why the prevalence on getting this out before the final shape raid race is done was so high on my list, because I definitely feel like if they're going to reveal something, people are going to go nuts about it and it's going to be everywhere. And I'm hoping that maybe I won't get spoiled by the time I get off work, but you never know. Anyway, I wanted to start off this by talking about the campaign. Now, the campaign is phenomenal. If you guys haven't gone and played it and you're still here, what are you doing? You should go play it. It's very emotional and very riveting, and it definitely leads into the raid very well. But the big thing that's always in the back of my mind is, oh, do they have any hints of what's next? And while we do have the Act 1 of Echoes that keeps popping up on our screens and basically saying that you need to wait for the raid race to be over to start it, the big thing about it is that it doesn't really tell us much of anything with the echoes like popping up. It just says, oh, talk to someone about what's going on after the final shape, right? And a lot of people make the joke about spoiler alerts. But with the campaign, a lot of it seems very geared towards, of course, ending this 10-year story and ending it on the right foot. Now, you would think if they wanted to immediately go into a new story, they would be planting the seeds of this like new story underneath the final shape, but they're not doing that almost at all. And it's kind of strange how much it's not happening, just due to the fact that like I've like played through quite a bit of the final shape, at least the side missions, I should say. I've beaten the 2 out of 3 of the exotic missions, and from what I can tell, there has been no hint towards where we may go next. There's no hint towards like, oh hey, there's this other problem that we can deal with after the final shape, or we can go hunt this down after the final shape. There's no indication of that, mind you, because I don't think they want to take any importance away from the final shape. But also, there's just no things being sewn underneath to come up as a new story arc. And this screams to me that they're preparing to do a big change that's going to more than likely end up in Destiny 3 or whatever it's called, being revealed at the end of the raid race or the final campaign mission that will come out for Destiny, the final shape. And the big reason that I suspect this is because they wouldn't want any details about that to come out until after that raid race is done, so then, things don't get spoiled for people, and then there's no hints about what they're doing next. Because they want people to be hyped for this raid, and they want it to feel like end to end all of what was Destiny 1 and 2, and to start over fresh from Destiny 1. Now, with that being said, let's move on to some of the side stuff that makes me believe that Destiny 3 will be a thing. So, Destiny 3, I feel like will be a thing, and a lot of the supplemental things like the side missions, the exotic ones to be exact, are definitely leading me to believe more and more that it's going to be a thing, just based off how the characters are interacting. If you guys haven't seen the exotic missions and want to go play those, I definitely recommend playing them before I start talking about them. So there are two exotic missions. There is the one for Ergo Sum, which is the like sword that has like different exotic abilities and frames. It's sick. And then there is the Still Hunt exotic sniper rifle mission. I haven't done Micro Chasm yet, or whatever it's called. Um, but the two I'm going to talk about is Still Hunt and the Ergo Sum sword. So the big thing about the Ergo Sum sword, and the big thing that has to do with a lot of that, is when you're going through there, it's basically them talking a lot about like what they want to do afterward, and a lot of like going through what has already gone through in the Final Shape campaign, like Zavala and how Zavala's feeling, and then a lot of different, I guess, enemies coming back to like reinforce what the Guardian is, and then of course at the end of all of it, you get a really, really cool cutscene, or not cutscene, bleh, really cool sequence in the game where your guardian teleports to where you not defeat the witness, but injure the witness, and there's a bunch of ghosts there and a bunch of like different things there, and then you pick up, I think you pick up the sword, or no, you go somewhere and then you go and pick up the sword or go some, and it's a very interesting moment because it's a very like, oh, you make your own fate type moment, and so that's not really a big thing to pertain to be like, oh, this proves that Destiny 3 is a thing. I think the things that mostly comment on that come from the Still Hunt mission. Um, which is the big takeaways from that mission is that Cayde is not coming back as the Vanguard. He has effectively offered the position to Crow, who Crow is still thinking about if he wants to be a Vanguard at this particular moment. Um, and then Zavala looks to be trying to wield stasis and asks Ikora Rey for help, which makes me think that they're preparing to, of course, give us a means to have these iconic characters kind of continue with us into the new game, just so then they have a reason to exist. And it also makes me think that Cayde 6 is going to stay in the Pale Heart, just based on everything I've seen. But yeah, and it very much feels to me that these are made to build up these characters for them to take more of a mainstay role as like NPCs in the new game rather than staying in the, well, old game, and very much so if they decide to make Crow like the Vanguard Hunter, you would definitely see him probably take up a role inside of the actual like Vanguard itself instead of course being held away in the helm. And yeah, it's just very interesting how they're playing with the fact that people definitely are suspicious that they're gonna announce a new game, and how it very much feels like they're gearing up towards that announcement. And again, I'm going to tell you guys this straight up. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely wrong, and the big announcement after the final shape is that they announced next DLC, which is going to start the new saga of Destiny. And it'll start with the episodes. But it's very weird that like, no details whatsoever of this new like saga or what we're doing is actually happening. And we know that we're getting missions after the raid race on tomorrow because, well, there's a mission that literally says reflect on your journey and look towards the future, which is very fucking vague if I'm being quite honest with you. But yeah, and then there's one more bit of weirdness that kind of caught my eye when I was scrolling Twitter, and I wanted to show this to you, kind of as a, oh, hey, here's another little bit that might be hinting towards the next Destiny game. Alright, so this is the tweet. This is from Luke Smith. This was on June 3rd, about a day before the final shape was supposed to come out. We all know the server issues happened. Anyway, so it reads as follows. Our hope is always the same with Destiny games, expansions, seasons, DLCs, exotic missions, secret missions, in-game events, merchandise, etc. We genuinely hope you will enjoy the time you spend with it. Anything we've made or will make, that's the hope. Make your own fate. Now, you guys probably look at this the first time and go, okay, what's the big deal? Well, the weird thing about this is the fact, and this is conspiracy theory, this is what I do all the time, especially with this channel, especially when I come out with a theory, is that hope is capitalized 3 times in this tweet. First time R, capital hope. Then the second time we genuinely hope with a capital. And then that's the hope with a capital H. And that's the interesting part about this tweet, is that Luke Smith, who's kind of like more behind the scenes now, no longer like the game director, the creative director, is dropping a hint towards something, and I don't know if it's actually going to be Destiny 3 or if like that's the big like thing behind the scenes or whatever, is hope. But hope is also a prevalent thing throughout the campaign of the final shape. A lot of stuff is called hope, or like has the word hope in it, or you know, very interestingly enough, it's a very prominent word. And to capitalize it 3 consecutive times is very deliberate in this. And either they are just trying to get the point across is like hope is a big thing, or he's trying to hint at something. And my guess and my prediction is this is a tease for Destiny 3, and that the whole Destiny 3 like seeming is going to be something centered around hope. And I mean that would make sense since we would have defeated our greatest foe, and then it's like, oh yeah, we have hope again. That would be a big thing coming back. It's just our hope would be a big prevalent thing back again. And so that's why I think this tweet might be pertaining to Destiny 3. And that's why it's in here right at the end, because I figured I'd talk about it at least a little bit. But yeah, let's wrap it up a little bit. So, all in all, this is very speculative. whether or not you believe this or not, but there is a very high likelihood in my mind that the final shape raid race will lead us into them revealing whatever the name of the next Destiny game is going to be, and it very much is going to center around the theme of hope and us getting back our, our hope from, well, the final shape and everything that led up to it. And we're going to get this new mission that's going to be a like look back on everything in Destiny, and then uh, like it's gonna be how kind of how like this DLC and other DLCs were revealed is we'll go back to the beginning, it'll show us the beginning, and then we'll go all the way through, including the final shape raid, and then like just as you think it's over, it's going to reveal Destiny 3 as like this is a big reveal after all of this. And that's what I think may happen. Again, this is all like a theory. It's not 100% confirmed. There's no, smoking gun. There's no like, oh, this is guaranteed to happen. This is all me speculating. And I think it's very likely that something will get announced. Just what it is very up in the air at this point. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. If you guys did like the video, hit the like button. Comment down below what do you think the new name of Destiny would be? I think it'd be like Destiny. I don't know. I think it'd go back to just being called Destiny, but I think it'd be like Destiny the next system or something like that. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. And also, if you guys are wondering, the little tiny witness that's all mad, that's from Destiny the Meme on Twitter. So yeah, shout out to Destiny the Meme. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.